Memorial Stadium. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 teams, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes and the USC Trojans. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We check in with her now.
Checking in with the Buckeyes head coach before the game. One of the points coach made in the locker room before the team is that this is a separation game. He understands that both teams are undefeated in conference play, and whoever comes out victorious today can separate and make some noise. It is going to be challenging because it is a hostile environment, so he said we've got to be sharp, communicate, and be at our best at the line of scrimmage, establish the tone with physicality, and throw that first knockout punch. Back to you.
All right, Holly. The Buckeyes headed toward the ball, and we're ready for action. Let's see if he can make a play on the return. He'll go out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and that's where this offense will take over. The run inside. It's Jordan. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been...
Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. That was not on the opening script of plays. The turnover as the defense makes a play early.
Hey, sometimes numbers lie, but this quarterback just learned a valuable lesson. These numbers don't lie. One of the best defenses against the pass, and you see why right there. Man, they break on the football, so much speed in the back end, break on it, make the play. This defense is legit, and that QB's finding out firsthand.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Now here's Sayin. Throws for the tight end. Got a man in the middle. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Yeah, and you see some quarterbacks who hesitate to throw the ball in the middle. I love it when you attack the whole field. And the middle of the field and being able to throw over linebackers and between safeties is a big skill. But show that defense. You will attack everywhere.
Finding some room. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Gets it into the end zone. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game.
This offense needed a big play, and that is the guy that they need to go to help create a spark on offense. Awesome job.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the Trojan offense ready to go on the attack. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Picks up the first down. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. Pick up the first down on the ground like that, and it would make Sam Bam Cunningham proud.
All right, I'm going to need a little education. Give me some context on Sam Bam Cunningham.
He was a great, powerful, hard-nosed running back for some of those great Trojan teams of John McKay.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Rides to the back. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Using his legs, it's Jordan. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Looking for space to the left. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50.
Man, this defense has their hands full today because not only do they have to worry about the running backs and not only do they have to worry about the passing game, they've got to worry about this quarterback running the football because of plays like that. Not a huge explosive play, but he showed you the athleticism, and he showed you he has the ability to hurt you with his legs.
In the dead center of the field as they try to convert this 3rd and short. Throws to the wideout. It's caught. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line after the huge pickup.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
And the Trojans look to keep this drive humming. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. All right, guys, let's think big picture USC. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Jordan. He gets it into the red zone, but not quite to the line to gain. They'll mark it at the 18, and it's 4th down.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, man. They've finally forced the 4th down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going, but I think it's decision time for this offense. And this D's got to do it one more time, right? They've got to get another play, a big 4th down stop here to get some of that momentum and get the football back.
Timeout signal for by the Buckeyes. That's their first. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. The Trojans come to the line trying to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Moving out to the right. He got enough, slides, and moves the sticks on 4th and short.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys, he could not wait to get back out there. And that time, it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the 1st down.
Looking for a man. It's Mayava. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Trojans. The extra point here would tie the game. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. State offense onto the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Trying to be heard above the noise. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
And I love linebackers, man. They just have a nose for the football. An absolute feel. Great job not losing vision, feeling the running back start to come out of the backfield to catch the football, and then doing the most important part. Probably the hardest, too, getting him on the ground.
Lined up in the gun on third down. Say it. He's got it. Love to see these third down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide, and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Fires to the right. Hits the open man. He's loose. At the 20. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. Maybe a momentary scare for that offense when they saw the flag. It's on, the defense declined, and the touchdown stands. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes courtesy of the big play, covering 61 yards on the touchdown pass. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. To the air, it's Mayava. They're setting up the screen. 9-yard pickup on the play. It's now 2nd and 1.
When it comes to screen passes, you're just trying to mix them in different situations, and I like it here. First play of the drive on offense, and you're dropping back to pass. You're letting the pass rush get upfield, seeing if you can just get one into the hands of your back, get some blockers downfield. You don't obviously pick up an explosive play, but you get some good yards on that, and you give the opposing defense now something else to think about. You've got these screens in your back pocket, and you're going to use them.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. This time he wants to throw. He's got him. He'll step out of bounds just short of midfield. They'll mark it up to 49 after a good pickup on that play.
And that was a nice throw by the QB. When you see that drag route coming across the field, how about putting the ball right on his numbers? Not high, not low, where he has to stop his momentum. Right on the numbers where he can catch it, keep running, and chew up some yards after the catch.
Making side adjustments here. To the air on 1st down. Throwing right. Got him downfield. Into the secondary. Touchdown USC. And they take it in for 6 more points. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
He'll return it. And he's going to be brought down on the return, but there is a penalty flag on the field. I'm not sure what this one's about. And it'll be 1st down for this offense after the personal foul. Here's Julian saying to throw. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Makes a deep grab. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20. And the Buckeyes peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. It's been punch, counter-punch throughout the early part of this game as we take a look at the first quarter stats. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO. They were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Touchdown, Buckeye! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, it's not an accident. They're featuring this guy. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the game. That's your job as a coach. Find my playmakers, get them the ball so they can do damage and have games like this right here.
On the move from inside his 5. He's out of bounds at the 24, probably looking for a little more on that return, but that's where his offense will go to work. Here comes the USC offense to get this drive underway. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own, a chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. He gets it past the 30, and they'll get him out of bounds at the 32.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early enough. And there are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
And the Trojans will hustle to the line. Dropping back, it's Mayava. Escapes the pressure to his right. Throwing on the run. Makes a catch down the right side. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line.
And I would argue that's one of the most difficult things to play as a defense, is those second plays when they start to get outside the pocket. He does a great job buying time. And that, what does he do when he rolls out? It gets his receiver a chance to get down the field more, and then he chucks it downfield for the big completion.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Finally, a defense. Looks like they're able to break serve here. These offenses have been up and down the field now, these last 2 drives apiece, scoring points. But the sack right there finally puts an end to that, we think. It's setting up 4th down, and that might be a major play so far in this game to give them a lot of momentum moving forward.
He might want another play. To the air on 2nd down. The sweet feet buy a little time. It's complete. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9.
This offense can get a lot of yards, and it doesn't take a lot of plays. You've seen that here. They have speed, speed, and speed. It kills you. Guys get a little bit of space. They just gobble up yards. They've had the defense completely on their heels. Now they're all the way backed up against their own goal line.
He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
And I'm good with it. I like what the offense is doing. Be physical. I don't need to get pass happy down here on 1st and goal. Nice job believing in my running game, and maybe I stick to it for another play or 2.
He wants it all. Couldn't quite hang on to that one, and this red zone defense came that close to forcing a turnover. 3rd down coming up.
This quarterback is living dangerously now. Threw a pick earlier in the game, and he almost threw another one right there. These windows are tight. He's got to be really good with his decision-making.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
And that was another ball thrown in harm's way. And this young man, he already has 1 interception. That was almost a second. Just playing a little bit loose with the football. Let's make sure we get that dialed in. We can't make those mistakes. Hard to win games when you make big mistakes.
So they will eschew the short field goal attempt and instead try to score from the 5 on 4th down. To the air, it's Mayaba. They got him. The pressure got home, and the defense makes sure this drive comes up empty.
And that's the world we live in. You want to be aggressive. You want to get touchdowns. You don't want to kick field goals. Analytics says this. Well, now you get no points. And the defense bows up in a big part of the field, gets the big sack on 4th down and goal.
Running inside, it's Jackson. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And listen, it's tough. It's a tough proposition. This is a top 10 defense against the run. You know they're physical. You know who they are. But you're not going to bat an eye. And you're going to challenge your guys, especially in the red zone, to be more physical, to be able to continue to run the football against a really good defense.
Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? And they'll pick up the 1st down and mark it at the 47.
And another connection and another big play for this offense. And they keep the gas to the floor. Like they're still throwing the football, still making big plays. And this defense, they still have found 0 answers in how to get back in this football game.
Fires to the wide out. Finds space on the right. Wide open space. And he slipped through the crowd and he'll house it. Touchdown, Ohio State. And with the way he's throwing it right now, there are some big names at the top of that record list. J.T. Barrett, Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields might be getting ready to move them down a notch.
And moving those guys down, that's a day. That's the day you dream about. That's the day where the ball's barely touching the ground. You're in a zone, and everything is going your way.
And they tacked on the extra point. Coming out with it, it's Lockhart. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Wants to adjust the pattern. Back to throw, it's Mayaba. Makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It's way too early in the game to say this is a must score. But, man, you've dug yourself an early hole. And this offense needs to capitalize. You're not getting the football after the half, so create some momentum now while you can.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. Wants to throw it again, and why not? Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment, and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He'll try to do it himself. He was hoping to get that thing down the sideline. They get him out of bounds at the 37. The Trojans moving quickly to the line. On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And they may have caught the defense napping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that third down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set of down.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football in these third down situations and feel confident you're going to continue to move the sticks.
Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. And the Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Back to throw, it's Mayava. On the run, still looking. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
The offense changing the play. Back to pass on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab, and there's room. Steered out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A big pickup, and they are threatening.
Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately needed. A big pitch and catch. That's going to give them some confidence. That hopefully shifts the momentum their way a little bit. But they've got to cap this off now with a touchdown cut into their opponent's lead.
And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. Looking to throw again. Pressure coming. He's sacked. This defense all over him.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the third sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
He'll try to dial up a better one this time on second and goal from the 5. Off the play fake. Quarterback adapting. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on third down.
That is exactly what I would tell this quarterback to do. Throw that ball away. Don't force it. Don't create a turnover down here in the red zone. We still got a few more downs to go. Nice job by the QB with the decision-making.
He's a tough, crafty back, but he couldn't find his way to the marker, and it'll be fourth down. Ohio State calls its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Fourth down and goal from the 3. Can the defense get a stop? The Trojans use their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. They cut into that lead. It's now 28-17.
And you want a touchdown, and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Say it. Finds his back in the middle. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. The Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up. The run inside. It's Jackson. He's got enough to move the chains and convert, but we'll see if they're content to just let this clock run here late in the half. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. Back to throw. It's Sayin. Under fire. He's going to run it. Finds his way up just short of the 40 to the 39-yard line before he goes out of bounds.
Man, it's nice to have a quarterback that just does that, man. Just effortlessly picks up chunks of yards and then smartly gets out of bounds. But this whole offense, man, everybody's a threat. Anybody can take the football and make big plays. And when you got a quarterback with that much athletic ability, it's an absolute nightmare for defenses.
They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get into the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football, trying to get that elusive guy on the ground.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Say it. He'll loft one deep down the left side. He can haul it in. Incomplete. They took a shot, but that's how we'll wrap up the half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, week 9, kind of a week where we separate the pretenders from the contenders here on the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We start with Notre Dame taking on the Navy Midshipmen. And it's the Fighting Irish engaging in some real trench warfare today. Inches are hard to come by, let alone first downs. A tight tactical game where just about anything could happen. Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the Big Ten.
So here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for Bell. He'll take the deep shot. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. And the offense takes the field eager to go back to work. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They're now out across the 40, and he's out of bounds at the 42.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
Wants to throw. It's Mayava. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. Wide open downfield. There he goes. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
You know it's always a good idea? Getting it to your best playmaker. That's a good idea. Whether it's shallow, whether it's deep, this guy can make things happen. He's lightning in a bottle when he catches the football. And that pass, it was short, but watch him. He can make guys...
Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Southern Cal. He got it beat down in bounds. They're going to go ahead and go for 2 here and try to make it a field goal game. Try to barge their way in. He's in there for the 2-point conversion, and now they're within a field goal. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Just barely able to stop him. He almost housed that baby. The nice return there. That last line of coverage is the only thing that stopped him from scoring. Ohio State sending out the offense to start this drive. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Flushed out of the pocket. Fires left. He almost had the pick, and that could have given them a boost. Instead, it'll be 3rd down.
Man, you kind of wondered when were they going to cover this guy. He's been making catches ad nauseum. When was he going to get some special attention? Nice job by the defense. You could tell they were forcing the football there. Broke on the football, almost had the big play.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss.
Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. Fourth down, Sayin. Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. The definition of 4-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about.
The whole point of running the quarterback on these designed runs is to get an extra blocker. You should be getting more movement up front, but that time, guys were getting knocked backwards, and as a result, they actually lost a yard.
What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like, really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that round.
This is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. They double their lead up to 6 here in the 3rd quarter.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just trot him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Jordan. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. And he'll be marked down, but what a play to come up with that interception.
Well, he was rolling to his right, and because of that, I don't know if it affected the timing between him and his wide receiver. They just weren't on the same page on that one as the defense comes away with the INT.
This quarterback part of their running game. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
Using his legs, it's Jordan. Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Might be changing the route. To throw, it's Mayava. Looking to the big tight end. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
The Buckeyes with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. There's a crease. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
David, I mean, you can take your hands away from your eyes. At this point, this thing is just defense optional. This is atrocious. Nobody wants to tackle in this game. Nobody wants to take an angle. It's another long touchdown. Great job by the running back. But when are these defenses going to show up?
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's hard to watch, man. Just, we've got to get lined up, make sure you're in the right gap. You can't jump out of your gap. You can't guess. And these defenses, they're giving up big plays, and those are the ones that will kill you because it's points right away. And a lot of points in this football game, and these coordinators, they're not real happy right now.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Unloads it downfield. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Well, the defense hasn't been able to stop this guy all game long, so the offense is going to keep trying to take shots. They thought they had the matchup they wanted, but they're going to force this defense to prove they can stop him, and the defense finally came up with a play.
To the air, it's Mayava. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
Oh, there's an example, Jesse, of a receiver making his quarterback look bad. Most of the time, they make it look good and cover up for him. All those balls y'all don't throw online, but oof, that would hit him in a pretty good spot. He needs to come down with that one.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously trailing. We're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on fourth down. Might be calling a hot route. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open.
Man, defensively, this is beautiful. You want them to be aggressive. You got to continue to get stops. You got the lead. Now you give the ball back to your offense again with a chance to salt this away here in the second half.
It's one thing not to believe in punting, but to go for it that deep in your own end and give away a first and goal, that's just reckless. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at second and goal.
A lot of times you see these defenses, man, they pull the run blitzes. They understand the formations. It might be a run, play the percentages, and then you got to deal with the big defensive tackle inside. So more bodies near the line of scrimmage. Everybody's got to pick him up, but they didn't block the most important guy, the big fella right in the middle.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Third and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. They're working that left side.
Hey, man, that's a frustrating end to that. And I say that, man, because you need to give me everything you have. Like, I can't run out of bounds. I got a chance to maybe get the first down, lower my shoulder, be physical. My team needs a couple more yards to get the first down, and dude chose to run out of bounds.
The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. A designed run for the quarterback. Touchdown, Buckeye! And they take it in for 6 more points. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
4th and goal, gotta have it. Who do you go to? You give it to your playmaker. You give it to your quarterback. You trust him. You trust him handling the football. He does what he's supposed to do, gets downhill, makes the 4th down conversion, and they get in for 6.
USC 25.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Tackled and brought down at the 23-yard line, so not a whole lot of room on that return. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. To the air, it's Mayava. Here comes the heat. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And he's down at the 41. That's a 1st down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. Wants to throw on 1st down. Going deep. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down.
And that didn't look like it was the right read. Like you got to be smart as a quarterback, make the right decisions. And I know he's a go-to guy, and he's already had success on the day. But sometimes you can force it in when it's just not there. That was really good coverage. I know he's good, but be smart with the football and don't try to force it into closed window.
And a big play on the left sideline. Excellent awareness to get that foot in bounds. The Trojans want to move quickly.
And this offense is going to need more of those, man. You've dug yourself a little bit of hole. Defense still giving up points on the last possession, man. You got to put it in overdrive. You need more big plays, more shots down the field. You got to continue to be aggressive.
Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
Well, you can see the frustration on this guy's face. He's one of the best receivers in college football, and they knew coming into this game that he had to get touches, but you can't say enough about how good this defense has been defending him. They've always had an answer, whether it's single coverage, double coverage, man or zone. They have not let him go off, and that's a big reason why they're winning this game.
Throws toward the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans! Here comes the 2-point try. Looking to throw, it's Mayava. And a dangerous pass there, almost threw a pick in the end zone. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Running inside, it's Rodgers. They get in the backfield and make the play, and that's how they'll finish off this 3rd period. Midway point in the season, in games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Tavian St. Clair still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. He'll be guided out of bounds at the 17, and a productive play there.
And that's a really good job by this defense, because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker, because he's not just handing it off and standing there, and they still did a good job at the point of attack, kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
From the gun on third down, St. Clair. And now they lost the ball down here.
Man, those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football and you stick the quarterback and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
And the Buckeyes will try to pin them back with the punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Slips through the line, and the returner is stopped. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They get the ball back after the punt, and they've got to be efficient here as time is winding down. Stepping to the right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
You got to love what you've seen from the defense in this game, too. They knew coming into this one against this quarterback, being as talented as he is, they were going to have to be really good in coverage on the back end, and that's been the case all game long. They have never let it be easy for this quarterback.
Looking to throw, it's Mayava. Shoots it to the left. Oh, goes right through his hands, and he will think about that one for a while. It'll be third down.
You want to know why this team is losing? Look no further than this statistic, guys. Their best receiver doesn't have a catch yet in this game. There they try to go his way again. The defense has completely shut him down.
On third down, he drops to throw. Unloads it left. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And the Trojans racing to the line in the hurry-up. They absolutely had to have that third down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get the third down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The penalty pushes the offense back for this second down. Quarterback making adjustments. Back to pass. Unleashes one deep. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down.
And I love the IQ by the defense on that play. Like, understand situational football. They're down by a couple scores. The clock is ticking. They need to make big plays. Nice job playing the deep ball and not giving up anything big.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
I tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. Third and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion now setting.
Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Fires to the wideout. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. Got room on the return. He's at the 40. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. Had to throw it before he wanted.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
Throwing St. Clair. Lets it fly deep downfield. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. Looking to throw, it's Sayin. A lot of glorious days in the history of the Buckeyes, and this might put this guy right at the top of the list for a single game.
And that list of names is incredible. Like, we could go down the list of so many guys that have been such great playmakers, so dynamic. So to think about putting yourself in that category, we're going to be talking about winning trophies and this guy being an All-American by season's end.
Here comes the Trojan offense ready to go on the attack. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week.
Well, this has been a day to forget if you're this quarterback. And I got to be honest, guys, I'm surprised he's still even in the game right now because he's had zero rhythm. He hasn't been accurate. He's thrown a ton of interceptions. Most coaches would have pulled their guy by now. I know the guy I played for back in college, he would have pulled me about 2 interceptions ago.
From the gun, running back on the move. Several defenders there to get him on the ground.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job on the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You got to...
Looking to take a shot. Makes the grab inside the 30. Oh, look out! Touchdown, Trojans! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
And that's exactly what this offense needs, man. They need that clock to stop. They need to make big plays and score. Their defense needs to join the party, get some stops, and the passing game continue to be hot, and they might get back in this football game.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. They capped that one off in style, a 74-yarder for the score. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. Finding an escape route. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23, a pickup of 4.
And every coach in America has a plan for this situation. The first 4 minutes of the game, the last 4 minutes of the game. How I'm going to construct my offense. Most of the time, I got to be physical. Run the football like right here. Run that clock. Get a few first downs, and I can end this football game on offense.
They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. The Buckeyes, right after the huge play through the air, back to the line. They'll run the option. Now the toss. Maybe some room here. He's wrestled to the ground. They ran the option beautifully, and they pick up the first down. The Buckeyes getting set on 1st and 10. Here's Sayin to throw. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes! How about that shot into the end zone, and he makes the grab for the score. With that last score, things comfortable here in the 4th as they are headed to a 7-1 record.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the 4th quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Here comes the USC offense to get this drive underway. Looking to pass. It's Mayava. Escapes the pressure going right. He's got it on the outside. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. The Trojans are in the hurry-up. looking to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, and David, you just wonder at this point, is it just too little too late? This is one of their best playmakers offensively, but they just haven't been able to get him going in this game. Big reason why they're losing.
Yeah, and the defense has done a great job understanding that. I got to take that guy away. That's priority number one. Understand it late in the game.
Throws toward the end zone. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. They are backed up, defense smelling blood as this drive starts at the 5. Play fake, say it. Pocket breaking down. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Fires to the tight end. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on second down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks at a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a third down.
I think in this situation after that incompletion, 4th and short on your side of the field, the smart play is to punt it away and trust your defense.
And the Buckeyes will call on their punt team. That first punt was a beauty. They'd take another one just like it. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The Buckeyes will punt this one away. That last punt basically flipped the field. They'd like to do it again. Hauls it in at the 40. And he is knocked down immediately. Brave to try the return, though the coach might have preferred a fair catch. From the gun, the running back has it. Gain of 8 yards on the play. He's too short of the first down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Steps away to find some room. He's going to take off. Didn't find much running room there. Picks up a few before he's forced out of bounds.
And he just does enough to get that first down. It wasn't pretty. It's not going to look great on the stat sheet. I know he ran a very long way to go get that 1 or 2 yards to move the sticks, but at the end of the day, awesome individual effort to keep this drive going.
And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with an L.
Fired in there, but incomplete.
Got to give this defense a lot of credit, because even down to the last seconds of this football game, we're seeing outstanding effort. QB taking a shot down the middle of the field. There's a defender swatting it away. They have had this quarterback's number all game long, and that's why they're...
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
We've seen throughout the course of the season, defenses have had their hands full with this quarterback. He's simply one of the best. All
right, let me jump in here. They are going to go for it on 4th down, and I'm not sure they have much choice in this situation. On 4th down, looking to pass. Throws to the tight end. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, man, we've seen explosive offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT, finally the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, two really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear there's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and